Welcome back, everybody. The Grand Tactician, the Civil War. I'm Grumpy Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 37 of our Confederate Spring of 62 campaign in version 1.11 using the A.O.M Mod. Now, last episode, we did see the first and second battles of New Madrid right over here as we are attempting to drive the Army of the Trans-Mississippi south to begin the siege of Fort Thompson. It looks like we might have another engagement coming up here soon as the Army of the Tennessee is now in our rear. So we've already seen off two armies, including the Army of the Ohio, which just hasn't rolled off yet. But hopefully we'll get there this episode to begin that siege without another fight going on. On top of that, we do have two ongoing sieges. We do have the siege of Fort Popham is finally underway, with the 1st Corps Army in the north on that siege, and it is in our favor. And I haven't hit play yet, but he is drawing supplies from the depot and the town up here, so he should be able to stay here for as long as it takes to finish it. My big concern is the Army of New England is sitting here in the water right off the fort, so even after we take the fort, it might end up immediately back in the siege because of this army, and I really hope that does not happen. It's happened to me in the past, and it becomes a back and forth that just gets really annoying. And on top of that, we're still waiting for 2nd Corps to move into Augusta. They're almost there, but not quite. Once they're there, hopefully we get them up into the green fairly quickly, but I'm not holding high hopes for that. And we also do have the ongoing siege of Fort Pickens, which is 50-50 right now. But we're still full green readiness, so we should be able to sit here until this is complete, I am hoping. And on top of that, we have 4th Corps, which is steadily moving westwards after seeing off the Army of the Border once again over here outside of Topeka. I now have them on their way over to Pawnee Rock, where they're going to build another supply depot here and then begin the siege of Fort Larned. And outside of that, the only movements I do have planned, but it's probably not going to happen this episode, it may or may not, is the Army of Tennessee, which is now down here in Knoxville. We'll be moving up over here to Salem in Virginia and then pushing back into West Virginia. So it doesn't look like the AI built the fortifications here like they usually do, so I'm hoping the Army of Tennessee can pull a nice little distraction out this way. As it does appear they added, since we did pull out of Arkansas and Kentucky, another army has appeared up here in the northeast. And I think that's the yep, there it is, 44th Army. Don't know where they're going. No idea. This intel is 1 to 2 days old on both these units here. No idea what they're doing, but do need to kind of keep troops away from this area until 2nd Corps A.O.M is good to go. Alright, on top of that, we do have one new viewer unit to add. Alright, where do I have troops available from? Kentucky's got a lot, but only 48 support. Mississippi's got over 9,000 men available. There we go. Wanted black on black. This will be the John Zika Legion. Yeah, it is Legion. Okay. Wanted Ramsur or John H. Kelly. I think they both might have commands right now. Oh, John H. Kelly is available. There we go. Thought he already had a command. Alright. So they are now in Tradoc. And they'll be recruited in 37 days, and then they will be going over to Jackson's Army of the Valley as you requested. Alright, I think that covers everything for right now, so I will be back with the next event. Alrighty, we haven't moved the game a full day, and we do have a naval action going on. As my first fleet has re-engaged the Biloxi Bay Squadron. So the fleet's not as strong as it used to be, but we should be able to deal with what's left of this fleet. Hopefully. We have 2 steam frigates in there. Yeah, 2 steam frigates are basically what I'm worried about, but we should be able to take care of them. Quickly reducing their firepower. Alright, Kalamazoo is disabled. Don't really need that. It's a 4th rate. I really want these steam frigates. If we can get the Colorado and the Brooklyn, that'd be great. But I'll take just one of them at least. And Horace Beals is now disabled, and that's a schooner. Looks like the Maria Wood's going to go next. Or to Colorado, that's down to 45%. Maria Wood is disengaging. The Orvetta is disengaging. Colorado's down to 29%. They disengaged. Someone to capture that. Alright. Balmoral Bay's ended with 3 of their ships captured. Very good. I would prefer to finish off this fleet, but it should push it out of the area now at least. Go back to port and refit. Now we just gotta figure out where that fleet is going. Hopefully we can finish it off. Once that fleet's gone, the Gulf is clear, and I'll be able to start moving this fleet up along the east coast. So I'll be back. Alright, so we have just taken Fort Popham, and it looks like the Army of New England and its 1st Corps are trying to retreat out of the area, thankfully. So that's good for us. So I'm going to pull a Flavor newspaper there. Let's pull you back up towards the supply depot. Once he's full green again, we will begin moving them down against Fort Scammell. So where is he at? Oh yeah, it won't take him too long. He'll probably lose some brightness getting there, but he should be full green again pretty quickly. Alright, this little update there, I'll be back. Would you look at this mess right here? Wow. I don't think the Federals want me taking Fort Thompson. That is a lot of troops. What do we got here? Army of Tennessee with 32,000 men. Department of Mississippi. 2nd Corps, Army of the West, 12,000 men. 1st Corps, Army of West Virginia with another 5,000 men. 1st Corps, Army of the West with another 15,000 men. Army of the West Command, and Army of West Virginia Command. That's a lot of troops I got coming my way. If they do decide to engage, this will be an interesting fight. I don't know, we'll see if they do that or not, but they are coming down the road. The Army commands aren't getting close enough. They better have their Army commanding close enough before they engage. Otherwise, it won't be that good of a battle. Let's speed this up a little bit here. You guys going to engage? You're going to wait for the siege to end. Alright, here they come. Maybe, maybe not. Why is my army commander running? Where the hell are you going? Beauregard, what the hell are you doing? Ugh. Damn it. I won't be able to get him back across the river to rejoin the army. Oh, we've just taken Fort Pickens. Very good. I gotta figure out what to do with the troops in this formation. Let's bring over to Mississippi City. And I may push him across the river here to, across the water here to engage the Army of the Gulf and Fort Massachusetts. I'm not sure yet. Oh, there's Lincoln's Gift Squadron. Time to go park you guys up in this area between Nantucket and Long Island Sounds and start blockading some of their ports. Okay, Army Tennessee is in position, so we'll get them moving. Send you guys right up to Charleston. Hopefully that should prove a distraction for all these corps that the Federals have out in this direction. Beauregard, where the hell did he go? And maybe if I get him back down into Columbus, he'll be close enough to support his corps, but this is not a good situation. That should have never happened. It looks like someone else got involved in the siege. No? Showing that cross saber up there means they're involved in the siege, unless they're... Something a little wonky going on there. Can't get you to Columbus back in support range. It doesn't look like we're going to have that fight just yet, so I'll be back. Alright, it's May 30th in game, and the siege of Fort Thompson's taking a turn for the worst, as one of the corps that was following behind us has now decided to get involved in the siege. So it has shifted heavily in the favor of the Federals at this point. I'm thinking about still letting it ride out, but that may be a bad call. So I do have Beauregard backing close enough to have them under his aegis, but I don't know if that's going to be fully helpful for us or not. So I'm going to let this roll a few more days, see which direction this power slider goes before I make the final decision on that. Because if this siege fails, the army, this corps is in a very, very precarious situation, as they are trapped between a fort and several corps. There's no place for it to run to. I could withdraw if the game would allow that, but it's kind of a back against the wall situation with this one, so I would probably, just for the sheer fact that there really is no place for this army to go, I would have to do at least one battle here that I would probably lose. We might actually break that corps. We'll see if it comes to that. We'll check in again on a few more days and see where that siege is at. First Fleet's actually now almost at the Tampa, which I'll rebase it there, get it resupplied. And then I saw one more fleet. Yep, there's a fleet down here with some ironclads. This might be the mortar flotilla that we were engaging earlier, because they had 2 Glory class ironclads in that fleet. So once he's resupplied, I'm going to send him down here to engage this fleet. And then we can officially say the Gulf is clear. It is clear now. I mean, none of these ports are under any type of blockade anymore. They are free and clear. So, but I don't want to move this fleet out of the Gulf until we get this fleet gone. then I can safely say I can move this fleet up the East Coast. Oh, it's May 31st, so let's just speed this up a bit. Now we can do the June monthly. There we go. I didn't think we were actually going to make it to June without a combat. I did not think we were going to do that. Oh, Hood's finally... Wow, he's been out a long time. Hood's been gone a while. Alright, let's take a look at the economy. Current rating of our nation is still A-. We did cut a bond just a few more days ago because I did build a supply depot for Forest Corps, so that caused us to cut another bond. So we now owe $500 million on bonds, but still not bad. Current economy cycle is contraction. It says our tax revenues decreased by $10 million. I don't understand why it would have. Because all those ports are clear now. So there should be no contraction in our tax revenues. It should actually have been an increase. No buildings constructed. We did upgrade that bank in Knoxville. Because I wanted to see if we upgraded it to the next level, if it would reduce the cost of the iron mines even further, but it did not. So this is still sitting at... Now it needs 4 million instead of 4.1. I think that also has to do with the time of year, because it did say... because it did increase at one point. It went over 4.3, then it came back down to 4.1. Now it's down to 4. So I don't know what's causing the fluctuations in that, but there is a fluctuation. Let's pause on this. All right, export last month was 859 million going out, 1.5 coming in. Do have to get a change on that. Our exports should be higher than that now with all those open ports. And average core production over the last 3 months was 178 million, changing to negative 79 million. Once again, we're still lacking all the same things. Still don't have enough money to upgrade the iron mine just as yet, but hopefully once this is upgraded, we can start seeing a reduction in what we need for small arms. At the financial tab, total expenses is now 670 million. Army upkeep's below 300 million. No, it's my Navy upkeep that shoot up because I got all those, the Lincoln Gift Squadron in the water now. What I am going to do is I actually have to go through and get rid of all those smaller fleets I have not been doing anything with and just get rid of all those ships to help reduce the cost of the Navy. Even though it's not running me that much money compared to the Army, it's just those are fleets I'm not using for anything, so they're just ripping away money, and the supply depots are starting to run up now. They're at 163 million. So I have built more supply depots than usual in this campaign. Alright, intelligence. Alright, they're now working on recruitment bounties too, which is never good. That's bad for their morale. Recruitment offices, propaganda, improved credit rating projects. So that's why they've been hitting propaganda pretty heavily, which is why I did give up on Kentucky and Missouri, as it was just, I'm never going to be able to flip the states. They've been pumping so much money into propaganda. And they've recruited 23,000 men. That's new. They haven't done a big recruitment drive like that in a while. So they built a new corps, a new Army and Corps up in Connecticut. So I saw a 44th Army. There's now a 46th Army. So there's another army up there I need to be aware of now. And morale of their armies is back up to 84%, so that went up by 19%. And our intelligence, this is the first time I've seen this, our intelligence indicates the enemy's planning a naval invasion. That possibly could be... Yep, there they are. No, I don't see. Yeah, there is the 44th Army. So they're coming south. Maybe they're going to try and get in below my Army of Northern Virginia. If that's the case, that could be an issue. That could be an issue. I'll have to strip a Corps from the Army of Tennessee. And probably shift Lovell's command. But they don't have a fleet supporting them now, so I want to get Lovell out here. See if we can engage this army and fort. Not a very good force. We don't have any artillery in this force at all, but numbers are... I think we have a 2,000 man advantage over the Army of the Gulf, so I want to try and knock that out while I can. So, looks like the AI might be pulling its head out of its you-know-where. Alright. Looks like Nelson's still in charge, surprisingly. National morale right now, theirs is 56 to our 82, so theirs has come back up. Once I pulled out of Kentucky and Missouri, they did start recapturing the cities finally, so the power slider has gone back in their favor. National support's actually even on. Morale of their armies were basically even on once again. Men fielded, they have 387,659 to field to my 273,638. Tonnage-wise, we've gone up a little bit. Once those 4 new casemates hit the water, that'll go up even more. But theirs just keeps climbing. I think they're starting to add a lot more ironclads to their fleet, which is going to be an issue for us moving forward. Total casualties so far, they're at 166,488 to our 64,248. So we've been doing very good in the casualty area, but it's starting to tell. It's starting to tell. I do have to get the second level of draft going, and that takes over 100 days to get done. Come over to policies. Still working on Revenue Act 1. That'll be another 73 days before that is finished. Once that is complete, I will be coming over here to do Conscription Act 2, which takes another 187 days. That might actually be lower. It's 187 days now if I click it while this is running. So it might be a little bit lower, but not by much. It's going to take me a while to get that done. I probably won't have that until the 64 campaign season. Projects. What do we got? What do we got? So I could do another level of logistics reform. Let's take a look over here first. I'm not building any railroads right now, so I'm saving that industrial money for the upgrade on the iron mine. Take another level of cotton as king. So our support's right now at 38. Let's bring it up a little more. That brought it up to 44. So we're not going to get the British French in this campaign. We are definitely not going to get them in. And I should be saving the money up to send envoys again, but every time I take that, it gets more and more expensive. I don't think it's even worth it at this point. So we'll take a level of trade deal, see if that does not help us. Got enough for 2 levels of it. We'll take that. Should make our trades 9% more money. We'll see how that works. Subsidized industry we are not going to do because I need that money. Administration reform. This should help speed up the policies that we are working on. Alright. Now, military-wise, what do we need? Supply reform only gets us to levels 2 and 3 supply depots, and we don't need that. I'm not fielding corps that are extremely large. The largest one's around 30,000 men. So they are not very big. We don't need those levels of anything. Should I take trade warfare? We'll take a level of trade warfare, and I'm actually surprised I don't have any levels of recruitment offices. There we go. That should help with our numbers a little bit. What did trade warfare give us? Okay, blockade is supposed to be increased by 7.5%. Blockade running by 4%. So let's take another level of that. Still lose me. I haven't been getting much in the way of military stuff, so yeah, there we go. That should help with our numbers shortage in our armies. And that should make, once the Lincoln Gift Squadron is on location, that should make them more effective at blockading up here. That's if they go unmolested. Alright, what else we got going on alerts here? Officer rehabilitated. United Stone, don't care about you. Oh, levels at destination. Alright, so we're sending him off to where he's got to go. Alright. I think that covers everything for right now, so I'll be back with the next event. Alright, it's now June 2nd, and it looks like the Federals have sent the Army of the James under the command of Rosecrans to come and track down Kirby Smith in West Virginia. Now, the Army of the James was up here at Cumberland, Maryland. So they sent them down here to engage us. So I think after this battle, I'm going to be sending Jackson on a raid into Cumberland. Go snatch up that city real fast and then withdraw back down into Winchester. That's what I'm thinking right now. So, wow, I didn't realize this corps was so under strength. Down to 14,819 infantrymen. I'm really down in strength in this corps. I didn't even notice that. So they're bringing in 37,869 men and 15 guns. No, we're still taking this fight. You know I'm taking it, so I'll be back after the load screen. Welcome to the Battle of Charleston, West Virginia. So we're on the Carnifex Ferry map. And honestly, one of the great things I love about this map is I've been to the Carnifex Ferry battlefield. Very, very tiny. This is basically it right here. This little circular area. This is pretty damn accurate to what it looks like. It is extremely, extremely high bluffs out there. Beautiful place to go have a picnic. It's not set up nicely. It's not really set up as a battlefield. It's set up more as a public park, and it's a very nice place to go visit if you ever have the chance to do so. So I had thought about defending at the Carnifex Ferry fort itself, but decided against that because that would just be a game of murder. So I am going to defend back here along the main approach road, as there are only 3 crossings to get to this side of the river. You have Shulver Bridge, Carnifex Ferry crossing, and I don't even know if this fort has a name. I don't think it does. We'll just call that the Battle Run Fort. So we're supposed to be defending Mountain Lookout, so the AI should more than likely approach. Their entry point is here. They should be approaching down this road to cross at Carnifex Ferry, but they may come down along this way at Shulver Bridge, which is why I have the cavalry brigade sitting there. But even once they cross there, that's trying to get up this pass. That is hard. So I would definitely be able to have my troops in position up here to block them if they do attempt to come that way. So, I already got my troops in position. I got Lee's division facing down the road. I have Cable's division off to its right, and I'm leaving Jackson's division in reserve once again as they get most of the fighting in. And they're still short their 1 artillery battery also, so they're just going to sit there. And I'll be having the engineer brigade build breastworks along the line. Basically a small L shape. So, that's about it. Pretty simple, straightforward. And I'll be back once we have contact with the Federals. So it's 10:55 on day 1, and 1st Brigade Clusarray is just starting to come under artillery fire as they come around the bend in the mountain here. So my defenses are basically almost completely set up at this point. I did decide to shift Jackson's division out this way in case they decide to try to climb up the hill in this direction, so they'll be closing the door over here. So there's really no place for the Federals to go except straight forward into musket fire. So And this is a visual glitch. I saw these earlier, but I didn't want to point them out. But this is a visual glitch. We shouldn't be able to see anybody over here, but we got a full sighting. So they are coming in pretty spread out. And that's going to happen on this map, because this is a lot of rough terrain for these soldiers to come marching through. So any forces that approach, they're going to be disorganized and exhausted before they even make it to our lines. So I won't hold you all here. I'll be back once, probably around 12 o'clock by the time this brigade even makes it up into a rifle range, if they're even still holding it together. So I'll be back. Alrighty, it's 12:26 of day one still, and Clusaray's brigade just broke, because they've been under artillery fire for a very, very long time. Actually took them longer to break than I thought it would. Milroy's brigade's following up behind them. Another brigade, Shank's coming up behind that. But I've actually made a decision. I'm going to hold here for the rest of today, but if this does stretch into a day two, I'm actually going to fall back to position along this fence line here, building breastworks out this way to defend Mountain Lookout. So try and give the AI more of a fighting chance, because setting up here was just, we're just setting up a murder scenario. So if this does stretch to a day two, we will be pulling back closer to the defense point. Because it may actually run to a day two with how long it's going to take all these troops to come up. I'm actually worried about where these guys are retreating to. And maybe I should bring the cavalry brigade back just to keep an eye on them. So they're definitely not coming from this direction. There's no place for them to retreat to down here other than just kind of sit here on the edge, because they can't march down this. I'm not going to hold you all here for this, so I'll be back. Alrighty, it's 12:57, and Milroy's brigade has actually made it into range of my rifles. But he wasn't under artillery fire as long as Clusaray's brigade was. But, yeah, by the time they get to a position to even start firing, we should have them broken. Yep, there he goes, starting to break right before he even get a shot off. They should be eating canister from a gallon. Oh, you guys in range of the road? Ooh, no, we'll let that ride. Still need them to level up. I was wondering why I was hearing firing in my left ear. Brigades with Sharps rifles are not to be taken lightly. I'm surprised this brigade is not broken yet. They're over 700 there they go. I'm going to say over 700 casualties without firing a shot. They should have broken long before then. See, this should have helped the 1st Georgia Sharpshooters level up some more, because they really should be higher than level 1 on their perk at this point. But they will run out of ammunition fairly quickly. I don't understand how they would be firing as you actually... They don't have a clear line of sight. They should not be firing. So I don't even know if they're actually hitting anybody. Or they're just wasting ammunition. Cav Brigade get its orders? Yeah, it finally did. Come back out this way while we start extending this fence line in this direction. If we can get this to a day 2. I don't think that's going to happen. I want to hold you here. I will bring you all back in if it looks like the AI might try to hold off and set up for a better attack. Alright, it's 1350. And another brigade, Shanks Brigade, has finally made it into rifle range. I did order the 1st Georgia Sharpshooters to cease firing. I put them on medium range, as they actually were not causing any casualties whatsoever and just throwing ammunition away. And we have a small arms ammunition problem as it is, so. Just look at this pile of bodies that are right here at this curb. Let's see if these guys will actually get a shot off. But if I was the officers in command of these units, I would not be marching up this road at these breastworks. That's just suicide. There they go. Yeah, they're not even going to get in rifle range. Taking fire from 3 brigades and 2 batteries. This is just a murder factory, this corner of the road. Yeah, 700 casualties. Not as much as Milroy's brigade, but still up there. They just keep coming like this. It's... It looks like they stopped moving this battery forward. I wonder why. Because they could actually probably set up here and engage me. Not effectively, but they could start engaging. Green uniforms. It doesn't say if they're sharpshooters. It might just have odd colored uniforms. 3,100 man brigade. Wow. That's a big unit. And I did notice that the retreating troops could go down this hill right here, where you don't see the hard rock. So I just brought the Cal Brigade over here just in case to keep an eye on that. But it doesn't look like they're going to be marching anybody forward. This brigade's getting ready to break, and not even near the fight. They've just had a long march over some very, very messed up terrain. Some of these units were down here along the river. Some of them were up here. The AI really did not effectively put its troops in a good starting position. Here come some more boys to get murdered. Leveling? Not really. I do need to get better weapons into some of these units' hands. Except for the 2nd Corps A.O.M, almost everybody is armed with rifles or 42 Springfields. I got 1 corps entirely armed with 1st Corps Army in Northern Virginia is entirely armed with Fayetteville muskets, Richmond muskets, and 1-pound Williams guns. It's I really got to get that Corps into action and see what type of damage it can do. It'd be an interesting fight to see all those Williams guns in action. Yeah, I probably should have defended back here to begin with to give the AI a chance. I don't think this will go to a day 2. It's 1,400 now. Starting to break them one brigade at a time. Almost 1,000 casualties in that brigade. Yep, no high hopes for this battle. So, I'll come on back in again once another of these brigades decide to step into the murder corner over here. Alright, so this is a little bit of an odd one here. It's 1447. We did just break another brigade, that green uniformed brigade. But they did put their artillery into battery, but they got their backs turned firing up in this direction. So they're getting hammered from the rear by Pettis's and McGowan's artillery. This is McGowan's first battle, and he already has his first perk because he's just in canister range right here. So he's probably going to have the most damage dealt out for this battle. So I don't know what they were thinking here. This might actually cause a few casualties I do receive this fight. So let's lay these guys down since they're firing in that direction. If I can get away with no casualties, I'll take it. So this is a severely depleted Corps as it is, so I would like to avoid casualties if I can. There they go. Yep. This battle will be over today. Look at that power slider. And they just sent the detachment back to get those guns. You know, if they didn't have all these troops here, I'd send my boys out to go capture some of those, but it'd be a fool's errand. They wouldn't be able to drag them back up here without getting shot to hell. You boys are in range for murder. Let's see what happens. Who are you firing at now? Oh, don't fire at the retreating artillery. There you go. Get that canister in that direction. Where'd their Corps commander go? He was over here. These guys are still marching forward. Really? Almost 1,000 casualties and they're still standing there. Wow. Break this brigade. This should possibly be end of the battle. There they go. Not quite it. Almost there. How many casualties do this brigade? 1,300 casualties. Ripped them down by almost half. And there's Rosecrans. And there goes withdrawal orders. That's what that jump was. He just sent out a lot of orders for them to start withdrawing. There they go. And we will let them run off. Let's just speed this along. And so I'm fairly certain we're going to have to wait till they're off the map, so I'll be back with the post-battle screen. Victory at the murder of Charleston. That's what I'm going to call this battle. So we took down 4,600 of their 39,000 infantry. None of their cavalry. We didn't see it at all. We got all 15 of their guns for a total loss of 4,600 or 42,000 man force. We lost 2 cavalrymen. I don't even know how the hell we lost those 2. They weren't in any fighting whatsoever, unless some of those they hit by some stray cannon fire. I don't know. That 2-man loss is just a little weird. Let's take a look at the paperwork. Alright, engineers didn't fight, cavalry didn't fight, Jackson's division. Okay, they caused 8 casualties from the 1st Georgia. But they were really just wasting ammo. Alright, so Lee's division, Tennessee didn't get any shots in because they're on the extreme left. Raines brigade did 1,027 to infantry. My grunts did 1,171 to infantry. And Pettis's battery did 175 to infantry, 15 to artillery, for a total of 190. Division total 2,388. And Cable's division, 13th Mormons didn't fight. Whichever brigade is on that first line did 691 to infantry. McGowan's battery did 1,075 to infantry, 17 to artillery, for a total of 1,093. Division total 1,784. All right, let's see if we got any of their officers. Rosecrans got away. Fremont. Doesn't look like we got anybody. Brigade. Divisions. Wow, none of those brigades that took over 1,000 casualties lost their officers. Okay, we have 2 that we got here. Nope, just 1, because that's a detachment. So, Colonel Boland. Really? With all those casualties on the road there, we didn't get any of their brigade commanders. That's just... Let's get closed out of here. Alright, not much to say about this one, other than the fact that we should have, I should have set up my defenses further back to give the AI a better shot at this. I thought about doing that originally, but I have had good fights at that corner. It just did not happen this time. So if I get this map again, I will not be defending at that point. It's too powerful of a location. Way too powerful, especially if the enemy has to march over a long distance to get to you. So I will not be doing that again. Do need to give the AI a sporting chance here. Victory at Charleston. The enemy's reportedly suffered total casualties of 4,635 men. There are 1,220 killed and 1,091 captured. Our casualties total 2 men, with one of them is dead, one is wounded. We've captured 1,843 rifles and 5 guns from the battlefield and sent 984 soldiers down to our prison camps. And obviously nobody got famous out of that fight. Alright, we're going to let that one roll off. So, one thing that did happen prior to that is I did withdraw from the siege of Fort Thompson. As our readiness was... There's so many units here you can't even see him. His readiness is down in the orange, so I did order him to withdraw. And he is now on his way down over to this area, so I do have Beauregard heading down that way to meet him. From his Army of Iowa is now chasing. So I'm going to start shifting the Army of Mississippi out in this direction. We do need to consolidate. Alright, 3rd Corps, come over here with 2nd Corps. And 1st Corps, we are going to send you down to Jackson. And for right now, we will send Johnston right here. That should allow him to keep all 3 Corps connected. Those 2nd and 3rd are not going to sit here. I am going to consolidate the 3 Corps. Because this is a lot of troops up here. And how are we looking up here in Maine? It's been a few days since I looked at you guys. Alright, 2nd Corps has finally made it into Augusta, so they're just going to sit here until they're good to go again. And 1st Corps is now down in Lewiston. So we will be building another supply depot. I'm going to start burning supply depots down as, is this one emptied out yet? As they are starting to run up a lot of money. This one is not fully empty yet. Need them to empty this out before I burn it down. So we'll build another depot right around here to support his siege against Fort Scammell. I just need it close enough to where it can support. That should be a good distance. Only 42,000 construct that, so there's got to be a lot of money in this area. So usually those things cost $1 million plus. That one only cost me 42,000. When I built this one, it was only 19,000. Maybe it has to do with the lumber mill here. I'm not too sure what's affecting the cost on that. So we'll start building that one there. And then we'll move against Fort Scammell after that. And hopefully move down into Portland with 2nd Corps once they are good enough to move. I'm so unhappy with this Corps right now, but the weather is now clearing up. Once he's good enough to move, we will begin moving him. And having him inside of Portland will actually allow him to get his readiness up a little bit faster. And we have also started the siege of Fort Massachusetts. I was really hoping to engage the army before moving into a siege. I was really hoping to secure this depot once we land, but that did not happen. So I don't think we're going to win this siege. They got too many men there against us. And we have no artillery in this force, but they got 31 guns. So it started out in the Federals' favor. Maybe it'll move in our favor, but I find that highly doubtful. Even with the siege train perk on this command, I doubt that will move into our favor. Alright, I do believe it's a good place to end this episode. So if you're a new viewer, return viewer, not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember hit that bell icon so that the next video comes out. If you'd like a brigade of one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below. Type of unit, state it's from, weapons, uniforms, officers, and I'll oblige on all counts if possible. And comments, as always, please do keep them coming. And I'll see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.